Happy sunrise, happy sunrise. Blessings to your day, everyone. Please come on in and join me for Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast with Nadine Poetry One, guys. I am one word, I am one number, and this is the podcast where I use some of my original quotes to hopefully encourage and inspire your day. So please come on in and join me. Guys, come on in and please be tapping the screen. I would appreciate that. Okay? I have a great quote this morning, and I think you guys we'll get this. We'll get this very well. Okay, in the background, the music is by Norman Brown. Okay, so if you haven't heard of his jazz music before, please look him up. He has wonderful, wonderful music. He has a great collection of music. Okay, guys, so come on in and join me, and let's go ahead and get ready to get into it. Let's see what we have here, guys. Okay, so yes, I'm coming up with the quote, but I want to say blessings to your day. Now, we have already received our first blessing of the day because we were able to open our eyes another day and get to have another day in our lives. So that is something to be thankful for. So thank you, Lord. All right, that is our first blessing of the day, and we had a grand rising, right? Yes, and of course, I am the poet outside of the box. Those of you who have joined me before may have heard me say that often, but for the first time, if you're joining me, do know that I am the poet outside of the box. You know, I write, I do poetry, and I do things a little bit different. I kind of do it my way. Okay, just to give people good, encouraging words, inspirational words, and fun, and things like that. That is why I host my show, Imperfect Poetry Thursday, on Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is the show where I use some of my original poetry that is copywritten, and I share it with the listeners, and then just give them. I write a metaphor, so after I do the poetry, I do give them a synopsis of what the poetry is about, and I call it Poetry Talk. Okay, and then in the background, I play good music like I'm doing this morning. So we can just turn up a little bit. Sometimes it's hip hop, it's R&B, okay, it's and then pop, whatever. I just listen to all types of music, but I use the music, to give a little bit of a description of what the poetry is going to be about. So I try to connect the music with the poetry on Thursday nights. But anyway, it's a fun time, and it's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday, except this Thursday because I will be traveling. But join me next week Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Imperfect Poetry Thursday. It really is a great night for poetry. Thursday is a wonderful night to have poetry. So guys, make sure you please come and join me. Thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. Baraxia. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thank you so much for the follow. But guys, just come in this morning, okay? Because I have a great quote. Okay, now I am also the owner and founder of Skin Poetry One, which is my organically made skin oil butters. Guys, if you have not got the experience, what are you waiting for? Okay, the product was made to, add moisture back into severe dry skin. Okay, all of the ingredients are organically grown. Okay, we have organic shea butter, we have organic flower oils. Right now, we come with rose oil butter, which smells amazing and it does wonders for the skin. We also have lavender oil butter, which is an amazing light fragrance on the skin, but it does this wonderful glow to the skin, as the rest of them do. We also have chamomile, and we have tea tree oil, which, if you know anything about tea tree oil, it is good for so many things: hair, skin. It's a natural anesthetic, so it does help keep bacteria off the skin naturally. Okay, so yes, give the product a try because it really is good stuff, formulated for severe dry skin again, but it will also help those with no problems of dry skin maintain that moisture within. It adds a natural glow to your skin that is, uncommon for other products such as this. So guys, go ahead and get the experience. You could catch Skin Poetry One products at https:// skinpoetry1.nadinepoetry1.com. You can also find the products on my website at www.nadinepoetry1.com. And you can go to Facebook and Instagram and go to the Nadine Poetry One page. Okay, and just like my website, you'll see little quotes of the poetry and some clips from Imperfect Poetry Thursday, as well as Give Me My Right mornings, okay? And you will be able to find a shop tab where you can go ahead and make the purchase there as well. Ordering from us is 100% safe. Your information is secured, okay? And the product is 100% safe. It's good for all skin types. It is good for every age group in your family. Okay, and everyone can enjoy it, from the baby to the eldest matriarch, in the family. Okay, so guys, go ahead and give it a shot. It's Skin Poetry One. Okay, and again, the website is https:// skinpoetry1.nadinepoetry1.com. Guys, it is really, really worth the moisture. Okay, now listen, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the quote this morning. I have a really, really good one, guys. Okay. I think we all can attest to this quote this morning. Thank you for coming in and sharing with Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get into the quote. And again, this is a good one, and I hope that it resonates with you well. You know what I mean? Because I don't write these just to be saying it. I write it because I want the people to receive it well, and I want it to be helpful, encouraging, and inspiring for your lives. Okay, so today's quote is, "But there was two today. But there was two today." Okay? Guys, I really try to be thankful every day when I open my eyes. That's why, if you joined me before, then you know that I always say our first blessing, we've already received it because we have opened our eyes. It really is a blessing because not many people will open their eyes again this day. But we were blessed to have another day in our lives. Okay, so it's our first blessing of the day. Before anybody does anything, before anything happens, we open our eyes and we get to experience it all over again and in a whole new way every day that we are awakened. Okay, so our first blessing of the day. I believe that because, again, we are favored to be able to live another day. And it is fortunate that so many people want to open their eyes, and you just don't know what tomorrow holds, and they may not get the opportunity. Okay, so it's one of the small things, yet it is the most biggest thing that can happen for us because we live, right? It's a big thing. Even though it seems so small and so minute, the fact that we open our eyes and rised up and got out of bed to prepare for whatever the day may bring, okay, it's still a big thing because we get to live to see it. So we should be thankful and we should be grateful every day for just that little blessing right there, okay? That little but so big blessing. That is a blessing we didn't ask for as well. It just happened, and we want to be thankful that God is considering us to make that ability to wake up just happen. Many of us will go through our day without knowing another blessing may possibly come. And sometimes we are amazed that something wonderful will happen, but we also, are always looking for something huge as a blessing. All right. We are looking for a huge blessing. We never count those little things that just happen, that God makes happen for us, because we are looking for something big, physical in our hand, that something that we can unwrap or unbox. You know what I mean? But one simple blessing can make us grateful, like opening our eyes. So today, I am happy about a blessing of any stage. I am happy about a blessing of any stage. I really am. I have planned a party for my son. His birthday is coming up, right? I rented a nice spot, I ordered food to be catered, and I even got a DJ that's going to play all of the music that he likes. I did that for my son. His birthday is coming up. He's a Gemini. Shout out to the Geminis. I love me some Gemini folks, right? I'm a Capricorn girl myself, but Gemini people, is something about them that is so pleasant, and I just love them. Like, they always, my sister, who's my best sister, I'm very close to her. She's like my best friend. She's a Gemini. I always become close to Gemini people. So my baby is a Gemini, and I'm throwing him a wonderful party. And the party is in a few days. And after I did all of that, renting a nice spot, We got all the friends and the family, their invitations are out, and we got a great caterer that's coming through that's very reputable. People say that he cooks his tail off, and I'm here for a good meal. I can cook, but every now and again, when I have a little event, I don't want to get in front of the pots. I just want to look cute. So I'll get a caterer, and I want to make sure that the food is going to be as tasty as I like it to taste. You know what I mean? Because I come from a family of women that can cook. Okay. And it's a trait that I picked up, so I know how food is supposed to taste. So I got that DJ and the caterer and all of that. But then now we're getting all ready for the party that is to come. And I forgot I need a cake, right? Now, I am a cake girl, okay? I feel like, the cake is the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? For the party, okay? And I love a beautiful cake. I love, I make a very good cake. I'm a good baker, but I can't make it as pretty as these, special cake bakers do. They make these beautiful cakes and they put all types of designs on it. It's really like a piece of art, okay, sitting in the middle of a table. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I need a cake. Okay, now the cake can't just be beautiful, it must be good tasting. Because I've had some experiences where I've ordered cakes and they were just beautiful. I mean, beautiful for the eyes to see. But honey, you cut into that cake and it tastes like nothing. And my mother, may she rest in peace, was a very good cake baker. She used to do all of the cakes for the family events, and her cakes came with a lot of flavor and moisture, and it was just really, really good. So I grew up having good cakes. So you can't just sell me any cake because it looked good. It must come with flavor, right? Now, I'm diabetic, so although I can't eat as much sweets as I would love to, I still love to see people enjoy a beautiful, good flavored cake. It is important for me for the party. Now, I've been around people where the cake is not important, but I grew up with cakes at every birthday party. It is the icing on the cake for the party. You got the good food, you got the nice location, you got some great music going, but you got that beautiful, good tasting cake that everyone wants to have and partake of before they exit the door of that party, right? Well, in 2019, my mother's 75th birthday, right? I had to find a cake for her because I live in a different state, right, from my family. And I said, I want my mother's party to be beautiful, and I want the cake to be the centerpiece. You know what I mean? It needs to taste good, but it needs to look amazing. She's turning 75. We did her a silver and gold party. Okay, it was amazing, and I wanted that cake to be absolutely perfect, right? So I found a lady that was on the internet, right? Because I had to do my research, right? They're in New York and I'm in Georgia. And I'm like, I need to find this lady that's going to give my mother a cake. And I didn't want any of my sisters and brothers to do it because I knew exactly how I wanted it to look. Okay, now, before my mother went home to glory, I've been her birthday gift, she always used to say, because our birthday was 2 days apart. And when she gave birth to me, she was in the hospital. So she always say, that is my birthday present right there. Although she loved all of her children equally, she always labeled me her birthday gift, right? So it was my duty to go ahead and get her a wonderful, beautiful cake that she would enjoy. And I found this lady on the internet that was stationed in Queens, right? And she made my mother the most beautiful cake. Oh my God, the cake was beautiful for my mother's 75th birthday. It was just the most beautiful cake. And I wanted it in 3 tiers, right? But I really, 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 focused on that flavor needs to be good because this is a woman that makes good cake, right? So I said, listen, I need it to be 3 tiers because I want it to look phenomenal, beautiful. When people walk in and they see that cake, I want them to say, oh my God, look at Nisi's cake, right? It's my mom's name. And then I said, but the flavors need to be fantastic. So she made for me one tier red velvet. She did a natural vanilla bean tier, and she did a cinnamon tier because, cinnamon, I wanted to have something that celebrate my birthday, not make it about me, but all about my mom. But I know that cinnamon was something my mother loved as well. And when I tell you those were the best tasting cakes ever, right? They looked beautiful, but they were delicious as well. I was happy that I was able to get those cakes, for my mother's last birthday because I didn't know that the following year she would go home to glory. So I was able to get her that cake. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm a little emotional because that's how much I love my mother. So I didn't know that God would call her home to glory that following summer, right? But she got her last cake and it was just a beautiful thing. So now, fast forward to today's 2025. And I said, wow, I did everything for my son's birthday, but he needs a great cake. I wonder what happened to that lady, right? What happened to her? And for weeks, I've been searching and searching and searching through my phone. I've been through several phones since then. That her party, my mom's party, was in 2019. It's 2025. So I'm like, I wonder what happened to that lady, right? Because my son's birthday is going to be in New York. So I'm searching everywhere for this number. So finally, just yesterday, I go online. I said, I have a little bit of time today. Let me see if I can find this lady. I couldn't remember the name of her business. I couldn't remember anything about her. All I knew is that she was in St. Albans, Queens. And I searched again, and then the blessing that came into. Okay? I had lost the contact, but the blessing came into. So yesterday I woke up and got life to have another day, right? But then God gave me exactly what I was looking for because I wanted to make sure that my son too will have a beautiful cake for his birthday. I have read, and it said, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, and the door will open to you as well, says the Matthews. I'll repeat it. All right. Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, and the door will be open to you, says Matthews. Okay. So I asked and I was seeking, and he opened the door. So that's what I mean when I say those little blessings that we think are just so small and so minute that mean so much. They make a grand impact. You know what I mean? A grand impact to open our eyes every day and be able to live to see another day and do wonderful things for ourselves and our families, or start something new, or complete something that we started, or rethink something that has been a complication for us, or we can refocus ourselves on something great. All right. Little blessings with grand impacts. And then also me finding this cake lady, okay? And it was at nighttime that I found her, okay? It was like 7 o'clock when I'm already and getting ready for the next day. But it came in twos. I had searched my phones for weeks. I searched all over Queens, New York, okay, trying to find something familiar or a name or anything. And yesterday I searched and I found her. All right. A name came up and I said, wow, that may be her. Right. And here's another thing. She doesn't make cakes within a short amount of time. But this is why it's such a blessing. I found her, but she was willing to still, service my order. Right. And within affordability. Okay, so the price is reasonable. I'm gonna get this great tasting cake, and I found what I was looking for. Blessings, they come in two. Okay, they can come in two. You can get up in the morning, but you never know what's gonna happen in your life where another blessing may come, and it may not be in a big box that you're expecting. It could be something so small, but with such a huge impact. They come in twos, right? But they were in twos yesterday. Yesterday, I got life for another day. That was number one. And then number two, I got the baker I wanted to service that cake. Now, although the second blessing, again, sounds very, very small, it still feels good to know that some days we get to have two blessings. And that is enough for us to want to wake up and say, yes, what is going to happen for our lives today? That I can be smiling so bright and be happy that I was able to get something completed, that I was able to get something done. And then so wonderful and so sweet of a blessing that I was able to get it the way I wanted. And that doesn't always happen, right? I can't speak for everyone. But I do know that whether they are big or small, I am still counting my blessings because I love to see them come. You guys, we can't forget to count our blessings. Even when that hard period comes, you have to let the blessings that you have received, overcome the feeling of pressure or sadness or depression because something hard is happening. There were many blessings that came before that hard thing. And that should be enough to inspire us to say, I'm going to get through whatever this hard thing is because blessings, sometimes they come too in a day, right? So yes, I wanted to share that story because even though it sounds like such a little thing, but it took something off my plate. And my plate is normally very filled. I have a lot to eat off of the handle, okay? Metaphoric, of course. Okay, so I have a lot to do, and to be able to take something, remove that one thing off, so I can go ahead and do something else. Thank you for the niece. Thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. But yes, if I can remove one thing off my plate, so I can just, go on to the next thing. To me, that is a blessing because some people get overwhelmed and they are not able to shift things around the way they need to so they can handle things and prioritize things accordingly. But that let me be able to say, okay, that was complete. That part of my life has been taken care of. Okay. And now my son is going to have this wonderful party, and I can feel proud as a parent knowing that I was able to do this for him. You know what I mean? Because it's wonderful to celebrate your family. It's wonderful to celebrate your children. We are in graduation season. Some of you guys have wonderful children that are graduating, going to the next level, and we must celebrate them. Again, sometimes they come in two. That be the blessing. So guys, smile at your blessing today. Smile at the fact that although it's early in the day for many of us, your day has just begun and you opened your eyes to see it. That is your first blessing. You get a blessing every day that you don't even ask for, that we don't celebrate as much because we think it's so small, but it's a grand impact. Okay, because the fact that we get to live and now we can go and wait for the other blessings to come in. Okay, it's such a huge impact. So celebrate that little thing that you opened your eyes this morning because you don't know what number 2 blessing will be for you for the day. And I reckon that another blessing will come today. Some of you already know what the blessing is. You may be expecting something that is great, and that is a wonderful thing because it's coming when you expected it to come. That's a beautiful blessing. And some of you don't even know that the blessing number 2 is coming and what it will be. But I say that you keep your hands out for it. Okay? Because I'm telling you, sometimes they come in two. The first one, eye open, we live. The second one, a surprise. Or the second one, an expected surprise or expected gift, and it's a blessing onto you. Okay? Or it can be that blessing that, yes, that child is graduation, and you as a parent or auntie or uncle or cousin or granny or grandpa get to be there and sit in that seat and watch that baby go to the next level. But whatever which case it may be, they come in two sometimes. So smile at your blessing today because sometimes they come in twos. And you don't know what beautiful thing may be bestowed upon your life today. Right? All you have to do is trust. Guys, just a little bit of trust goes a long way. So smile today at your blessings. All right? I have some wonderful, legendary Mr. Norman Brown playing in the background. All right. And I'm not going to monopolize too much more of your time. I came on a little late this morning because I was up late last night writing. But I wanted to make sure I get out here with Give Me My Rights, WRITES, and service you guys with that wonderful message. Because maybe somebody needed to hear that. Maybe you're waiting for something and it has been taking a long time to come, but you really, really want it or you really, really need it. And that may be your number 2 blessing of the day. Remember, the first one is always, and everyone gets this, that is on this live right now. That first blessing is that we opened our eyes for the day. Wow. Wow. It seems so small, but it's such a great, impactful thing to know that we were blessed. We were touched by the Spirit to open our eyes and be able to go and pursue our day. What that second blessing will be, many of us may not know, but it is certainly coming. So, guys, I do appreciate you joining me this morning. I had to tell that story about that wonderful cake lady, and now my son is going to have this great cake for his birthday that my mother was able to enjoy for her last birthday. They come in twos. So, blessings to your day, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day and go ahead and look out for that blessing. It's okay to expect it. It's okay to expect it. You might want to speak it into existence too. Maybe that'll put it on the express line to get to you quicker. Speak it into existence. Blessings to your day, guys, and thank you for joining me for another Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast. Again, my name is Nadine Poetry One. I'm one word, I am one number. Please go ahead and support the Black-owned business owned by me, Skin Poetry One, which is my organic skin oil butters line. It's for the men, it's for the women, it's for the babies, it's for everybody in the family. Trust me, you will love it, and it's natural stuff for your beautiful, beautiful skin. Take a look at it. Make a purchase at https:// skinpoetry1.nadinepoetry1.com. Blessings to your day. And thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.